We've been hearing about student loan debt cancellation for a while, but just cancelling the debt won't address the bigger problem that has hit the news multiple times in recent months. People are paying a lot of money for educations that lead to jobs that don't pay enough to cover the cost of that education. A couple of months ago, articles came out about graduates who were $200,000 in debt from elite master's degrees that got them jobs that only pay $30,000 2 years into working. $200K debt to get a job that only pays $30K? Now, one thing that a lot of people get wrong in any advice on the area, but also in many other areas, but this is a great example, is that people tell others they should do this or that because personally they should do this or that. Their advice is aimed at themselves based on their experiences, but they forget that other people are not wired like them. They have different interests, motivations, work ethic, and even goals in life. How many people out there pushing people to start businesses are oblivious to the fact that a lot of people would actually have a better experience as an employee because that more fits their strengths? So many people follow advice from people who say that everyone should follow what they did. Meanwhile, there are so many variables that change that scenario. One size absolutely does not fit all for career advice. If you're the best in most fields, you will earn a lot of money. And the key factor to becoming the best or becoming good is actually enjoying what you do. Enjoying what you do will help you to put in the extra hours and the extra sweat to get to that level where you actually become good. It'll help you push past the difficult times and stop you when you want to give up because it just doesn't seem worth it anymore. Teachers are traditionally described as underpaid, and the rank and file teacher might not earn a lot. But if you become a principal, you start to earn higher wages. If you work as the CEO of a company, you might still be working a 9-to-5 employee life and earning more than most business owners. These days you can make millions playing video games. The world has significantly moved on from the traditional ideas that just become a lawyer or a doctor or start your own business to get rich. As a general rule, the internet overplays the idea of entrepreneurship because there are also a lot of people selling this idea of being an entrepreneur who happen to have a vested interest to do so because they sell products to start your own business. Some fields do pay better than others for the mid-level of performer, but as a general rule, if you're good, there are eventually going to be opportunities to earn well in most fields. But on the other side, if you are a lower level worker, generally you won't earn well. Obviously there are nuances, but as a general rule. Also, there are job roles that you can be bad at and still earn decently, but they tend to be because not a lot of people want to do them for whatever reason, and they need to offer more to actually fill those roles. Recent film program graduates of Columbia University who took out federal student loans had a median debt of $181,000. Yet 2 years after earning their master's degrees, half of the borrowers were making less than $30,000 a year. Now, this example hits close to home for me because my day job is filmmaking. I have no degree, so I don't have any student loans, and yet I am significantly earning more than this. Filmmaking is something you can teach yourself and learn on YouTube, and is mostly based on show reels, not on a degree. This week, another article with another example came out saying, recent graduates from the University of Miami's School of Law who used federal loans borrowed a median of $163,000. 2 years later, half were earning $59,000 or less. A major difference between law and film is that you need the qualifications to practice law, whereas a degree in film is almost useless in terms of the title. The training involved, I'm sure, helps you learn, but you don't need a degree for most film-related jobs. One often underestimated aspect of law is that you need to work crazy hours early on and don't get paid well at all. But as you progress, you start to get paid well. In fact, from the outside, in my opinion, many legal firms operate in ways that other businesses just couldn't get away with and would get in serious trouble for overworking people. If we contrast this with people earning six figures to hold stop signs at construction sites, which whilst you need a qualification, it's nothing near as intense or expensive as being a lawyer. Every hour you work in construction, you get paid significantly more due to overtime rates, whereas with law, it's kind of expected and you don't really get compensated in a lot of cases. I'm talking in a lot of generalities here because I don't want to get sued, and obviously it's very easy for lawyers to sue, so I won't mention any names or anyone specifically or be any more specific than that. The irony of it all is how many parents push their kids into being a lawyer because you will earn more, but in reality, holding a stop sign, certainly at the entry levels, will pay you more to work the same hours as being a lawyer. Don't get me wrong, if you work your way up as a lawyer, you can earn millions, but if you work your way up in construction, you can too. Just like if you work your way up in any field. So if you work in a field you love, you will more likely put in the extra hours to push yourself to be at the level where you do earn the big money. Therefore, I think a lot of people should rethink what jobs they're going into, what they're studying, and parents especially should be rethinking what they push their children into, and even if they should be pushing their children at all, instead maybe they should let their children decide what they want. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this, chuck me a like and subscribe to see more like it. If you made it this far, you'll probably enjoy one of these videos too.